Can you hear me okay? Is the music on my volume? Let me try adjusting that. Is that any better at all? I'm on a new microphone as well, so I can always adjust. Yes, but you're still quite quiet. That's fine, I can adjust that. See, is that any better? I've upped the gain by a bit, so hopefully that's better now. Much better. Awesome. Wonderful. Is the music volume okay? So once I can confirm that, I can then start showing you all the goodies that I have for your little Nighthaunt here signed. Because I have got two for you. Because you've sent me two different styles, I'm going to do one in each style for you. So they're not big figures, they're only little. So because they're only little guys, I'm going to do one of each for you. So we have... Music is okay. Okay, awesome. So we have this spooky boy. These are the Chainrasps. So this is one or two. You've got the guy with the axe. Just because I feel like I can do some quite fun stuff with his robes here. And then your second guy. We're so bad, the biggest tasty. How are you, mate? Then we have a sword boy for you. I'll let you pick which designs you want on which sign, since these are your commission, so you can pick which one you want to be which way. So obviously I'll show the screen the photos in a moment of the inspiration. We have one darker, one lighter. You can pick which one you want to be which, basically. Now moving on to it. In fact, I'll show the inspiration first, because then what I've purchased and what I've got will make more sense. So let's go ahead and get those photos up first, so we can see what we've got going on. So, in typical signed fashion, anybody who doesn't know signed through this wonderful thing, every single one of her designs, if they follow us on our Discord, they will have seen her stuff. She's very into like the girly stuff. So that's exactly the inspiration we've got. So we've got the pink and white floral scheme. So this is going to be one. And then we have our darker, still pink and girly, just a slightly darker scheme. So now we know that's what the inspiration is for our lovely Nighthaunt. I can show you the goodies. So some some of the stuff I already had, because I did my own little girly series a while ago where I did Sailor Moon, or effectively Sailor Moon Marines. So I have some girly stuff, but it works well for what we've got planned for signed. So first things first, I have Scenario Coarse Grey and Pollen in this lovely pink and light pink and dark pink shade, which is absolutely stunning. I did an entire spearhead with this and it's barely touched it, and as well as like a bunch of other stuff, so this stuff's gonna last me for a while. So I thought it's quite appropriate for your creations signed. So we've got that. We've also got some smaller flowers here, which I've also previously used. I used again on my, very recently on my mushroom Grove Guardian, but I use these a lot again on my Sylvaneth, which I did in a whole cherry blossom theme. So I have some of these. I also have some in like some other colours as well, with the same things. But of course, no creation for signed would be a signed creation without glitter. So I have a bit, just a little bit. You can kind of pick which ones you want, but obviously you went for like a pink and purple theme. So you've got some lighter pink, some white, some pink, that's like a pink and yellow mix, and then like a bluish purplish one. And this one's obviously a bit more of a pure purple, but we've got some glitter. When we get down to using the glitter, I'll let you pick which one you like the look of most. And then this is the part that I think you'll enjoy, because I know you're a fan of your bows. So we have an entire selection of girly bows. Some light pink, some purpley ones, some cream, some white, some kind of more baby pink, black, blue, red, and then down you've got some pearls, some little love hearts, some stars, and some moon shapes. So yeah, when I said this would be girly, I was gonna go all out. Adorbs, we love? Good, glad we like. So with that in mind, this is kind of the stuff that we've got going on. So if anybody wasn't sure what the vibe is for our Nighthaunt, now they know. It's not going to be just traditional Nighthaunt, we're not doing that. Since this is a commission piece, we are doing a commissioned Nighthaunt. And in this case, it's going to be super, super girly. So I've gone ahead and already pre-sprayed these. I've sprayed every single one of them in Wraithbone, but I'm going to cover them up with this one or this one. It's up to you, Sam, which one do you want to be your white one? Sword Boy or Axe Boy? I love this assortment. Good, I'm glad you do. One thing I'm noticing is my mic's like super sensitive, so any noise I make will be heard in this mic. So I'll try to be mindful of how loud I am. So I've got obviously two options. The light one can be the sword one and the darker the axe one. Okay, we'll do darker first then. So for the darker, we have obviously a variety of pinks and purples. I think for purples, I want to start with lighter and then gradually go to darker, and I'll have the photo next to me as like a reference. But for lighter shades, we've got some Slanesh Grey, and for even lighter, we've got Warp Fiend Grey, which is, although grey technically it's purple toned. So we have those two for our lighter grey elements, lighter grey purple. For darker purples or brighter purples, we have Xena's Purple and Gene Stealer Purple as well, which I can obviously mix and match with these colours to kind of get more of a colour you're after. For pinks, we have Emperor's Children, Screamer Pink, Pink Horror, and Fulgrim Pink. Those are good purples. Good. I'm glad you agree that they're good purples. For golds, because we've got some gold and some bronze kind of going on, because they both look quite good. So we've got Segrax Bronze. And then for gold, we've got Retributor Armor, Gehenna's Gold, and then Liberator Gold. You can kind of pick and choose between those, which ones you prefer. Screamer Pink! Exactly. The only way to say it. And then for any added like tiny details and stuff, I do have some stuff like red, Nuln Oil, and a few kind of nude shades in case I didn't want to go white as a base. I wanted to go more nude, but I think I'm going to go white. And because I have a feeling I'm using quite a bit of it, and I've actually been moving away from Corax White and White Scar recently, and I've gone back to Vallejo model colorway. I used this at the very beginning, and I kind of put it away for ages, forgot I had it, and then I got it out when I was doing my mushroom guy, and I just remembered how much I actually like it and how much I actually prefer it, so I'm going to go in with this for the white. So I'm going to do a base paint of white all over first. So it's not going to be that interesting to begin with, but it's going to get there, I promise, because you guys are also going to see, like Sign's already seen these, but you guys are going to get to see my brand new paintbrushes. I was saying for ages in the last few streams I had before I kind of took my break, which, well, was less of an imposed break, or less of a self-imposed break and more of a forced imposed break, because those who are new, we have a child who has been going through sleep regression and teething, and it's been a little bit difficult for him. So now he's mellowing out a little bit. It allows me to get back into streaming more regularly, and hopefully I'll be streaming every night or almost every single night, and if for whatever reason I'm not streaming, you guys will know, so you guys can know when to expect me on. So I'm going to take all of my paintbrushes out first. How's the wee man? He's good. He's actually been so happy today. He's struggled a little bit the last couple of days because we're in the middle of a heat wave here in the UK. So it's like 33 degrees Celsius, that is, for anybody. And obviously remembering in the UK we have brick houses, and they're not built for heat. They're built to retain heat, not let heat out. So therefore it's been a little bit torturous at times, but he's done quite well, things considered. So as you can see, I have quite the colourful selection of brushes here, including a bunch of, where are you? Very lovely, fancy new. Yeah, same here in May. I know, I don't understand where it's come from. And the thing is, immediately people went from, ahoy, the little one is being rather chill. Lovely. I had like a tiny bit of fuss in when I first hit record, and then silence. So I'm hoping he's going to be quiet for you. So we've got some lovely, thick, heavy-duty dry brushes, which I absolutely love. And then a very large selection of beautiful, colourful brushes, which are all brand new, pristine condition, and I'm trying my best to keep them that way, because I'm heavy-handed with brushes. I ruin brushes all the time, and yeah, my aim is to keep these as put together as I can. They weren't that expensive. I think it was like £20 for this entire set off of Amazon, but that doesn't mean I want to be replacing them quickly. So let's pick which brush I want to start with. Starting with the number 2 round brush. Shame my Belgian Amazon doesn't have them. I know. Remember you saying to me. If they're still available and you really wanted them signed, we could always order them for you this end. And then when we send your commission pieces to you, or to your friend to then come to you, we can send her the brushes, so that way then you have the brushes as well. They are rather colourful brushes. They're incredibly colourful and I love them. Could have gone for plain black ones, but no, I don't want to. I want to go in with white. I want to go with my nice colourful ones. for the actual bones themselves, Sign, do you want them to be bone coloured or do you want them to be colourful as well? You would do that? Absolutely. If you really wanted them, we'd absolutely do that for you. How about we adjust that? Oh, look at everything. Yeah. This does come down just to tell me the volume's a little bit low. That's okay. Oh, that would be so nice, thank you. Of course, no worries. But they're really inexpensive, so don't mind at all, Signed. I'm going to just turn the gain up a little bit more. And hopefully that'll fix the problem. It's very sensitive to me clicking. Is that okay? Is that a nice volume? I could just obviously remember showing them to you, Simon. We went obviously hunting for a while for them and discovered that none of the Belgian sites did them for you in this fun colour. So as long as they're still available, which I can check after the stream, then we'll happily order them for you and get them sent to your friend. So when she sees you and you see your bestie, you can get some nice, beautiful, colourful brushes as well as your Nighthaunt figures. That is a nice volume. Okay, wonderful. I'll leave it at that one then. Except we're still adjusting with this mic. For some reason, it doesn't like the mic I was originally using. Every time I recorded anything with that mic, it went really, really crackly. So I was like, okay, let me just try Mr. Nerd's mic, and it's very clean and clear. So I thought he's not going to be using it whilst we're streaming, so I might as well steal it for streaming. So that's okay. But how is everybody? How has everybody been? I know because it's been a while. Should have gone with the white scar spray paint, but I didn't have any. So otherwise this would have been pre-sprayed with white scar and made this whole thing a lot quicker. My mum just bought me 13 book notebooks. Ooh. Currently hot. Yeah, I feel that. My next door neighbour's children are out in their garden, and like I said, my mic's really sensitive and it's picking up everything. So if I was to have all my windows open, you would just hear children screaming and playing, which understandably is not a regular problem. But yeah, it is a bit of a problem if you're trying to stream and record. So I've had to shut all my windows, so I'm now very hot. I was looking forward to the Lord of the Rings book nook. Looks really cool. Ooh, that does sound awesome. Hopefully you've been staying hydrated today, son. I know I have. I've been drinking plenty. Yeah, I've seen some. They are very nice. It is absolutely boiling in here. I went out yesterday or the day before, and I got a big old blister on my feet, and I came home with bright red cheeks. Good on you if your hydration reminds me to get some water myself. I'm not gonna lie, I currently have like an ice cold monster next to me, mostly just because it was fresh from the fridge. And I wanted something cold. And after this, I will get myself a ice cold glass of water. Aside from everybody being hot, how is everybody? It's good to be back streaming. If everybody hasn't already, if they would go ahead and like the stream, that would be really, really helpful. Pleases the algorithm gods and obviously helps us out a lot. And if they haven't already subscribed, then please subscribe to the channel as well so you actually know when we're going to be going live. Been working on on a base today, and tomorrow will be the next short video going out. Got a little industrial style one going out tomorrow, a little preview. In fact, little sneak peek. I appear to have all my creatures up here with me. No peace for me. Lucky you. So just simple industrial base in tomorrow's tutorial. Good evening, Grey. How are you? It's been a while, but I have returned. With a happier baby, all things considered. He's being a real trooper at the moment, actually, considering the fact that he's teething, going through sleep regression, and also surviving his first heat wave. So, all things considered, he's doing really, really well. We got a good boy. A good wee man. Melting, baking. All of the above apply. How warm is it there for you, Grey? The worst part is today is only 20 odd degrees, but it's the coolest it's been, and tomorrow it goes back up to 29. That's great to hear. It is. It's good. It's great to feel as well. And the last 2 nights, he's slept more or less the entire night through in his crib. Whereas before, there has been times where I've had to just take him out and he sleeps with me. But hopefully we're getting over that now, and hopefully he'll just happily sleep in his own crib, in his own little space, which will make us a lot happier. We have 25 today, that's about 10 too many. Yeah. I'm sure for other parts of the country, they'd be like, what are you complaining about? But like I said, the houses in the UK are not built for heat. And other parts I know other parts of Europe are the same, but we are not built for heat. Our houses are built to retain heat, not let it out. So as a result, it might be 25 degrees outside, but inside, it's a lot hotter. And we struggle a lot. I definitely do. I'm not built for heat. Like I said yesterday, I went for a walk and I came in with a bright red face, and that more or less stayed bright red for the entire day, which was fun. And I went out, I was like, tried to be really smart about it. It's like, got first thing, when it's coolest. I was still dying. It didn't make a difference. I was still melting. Neither in being diabetic is worse, as it can affect your heat regulation. Oh yeah. Extra bad then. I haven't burnt yet though, saying that. And I've been out in it almost every day. I'm already warm even when it's miserable outside. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that either. The aim for today's stream is to stream, well, as long as possible. As long as I can, as long as Wee Man lets me, but hopefully he'll be a lot more settled now, and he's technically going into his bedtime, so hopefully Mr. Nerd can get him settled well enough to go to sleep. Oh, I slapped so much sunscreen on. Me too. Me too. I'm a factor 50 girly every time. I can't do anything less than that. If I do anything less than that, then I just know I'm going to burn. And I don't want to pay that price. Sunburns hurt. Not to mention, you almost always get them in the most awkward places, and then you end up with sunburn lines. Like, I know I have quite a few obviously on our Discord, which if you want to join our Discord, everybody is linked down below. But it's nice to actually just chat and live stream what's going on and being able to paint again and talk with everybody. That's a nice return. When I went out today, I was like doing some spraying, obviously spraying all of my Nighthaunt, and I was spray painting the figures for respraying the figures for Saturday's video. And it's like, obviously, you know, like Citadel spray paints, it's like 15 minutes to dry. They will dry within about 5 minutes because of the sun. Which is great for like quick application and getting it done, but at the same breath it's like, wow, it's that hot. gets hot and I have a black furry cat. Yeah, we have the ragdoll. So he's not been the happiest this week, I'm not going to lie. He's been hiding however and whenever he can. I appear to have already lost the cap for my paintbrush. It'll be here somewhere, it's just a case of where. Where have you run off to? Here's me earlier on saying like, yeah, I need to protect my paintbrushes and I'm going to take care of my paintbrushes, and then immediately loses the cap to protect said paintbrushes. Ah, found it. There we go. Press is averted, found it. Right, I'm going to get that reference photo again because I'm going to be needing my smaller brushes for sure to do some of the designs that I'm going to be doing here. So, again for reference, we have these. This is the design we're kind of roughly going off of for today's figure. Like I said, I have two here. I'm not going to rush this because I want to make sure that these look good. Obviously they are commissioned, so I'm going to be trying my best anyway. But yeah, just a case of where I want to start with the flowers specifically. Quick stop for a sip of drink first. Right. The cat's already putting ruckus behind me, I can hear them. So, I thought the axe was going to be the dark one. Hang on, did we say that? Have I misread that? Have I already forgotten? The light one can be the sword and the axe one, the dark one can be the axe. Yeah, so we're going to do the dark one, sorry. My brain is already not working. So, I have this, and for the darker one, I'm going to base them both in white. I'm going to use some of these little sponge tools, these sponge applicators. So, as far as purples go, do you want me to start with darker purples or lighter purples signed? Or do you want a gradient effect? Because I can like dark at the top and then light it down the base, which might be quite cool. And I think if I'm going to go for darker, I'll go for the Gene Stealer purple first, because I'm going to darken this up with some Druchii violet over the top when I do go in my shade paints. And then I think we'll blend into Slanesh Grey. I think those two make quite a good colour combination. Can you do pink, purple, green? Absolutely I can. Which pink would you like? And which purple would you like? So, darker colours again. And our lighter ones. And then of course we have our Emperor's Children, Fulgrim, Pink Horror, and Screamer. And based on which kind of shade of pink you choose, I'll pick a purple that relates or correlates best with that, I think. You love Screamer Pink? Okay, we'll use Screamer Pink then. If we're going to use Screamer Pink, I think we should do these, so Screamer, and then I think we should use some Gene Stealer and then blend it into Slanesh Grey, I think. right at the tips. So I think I'll do Screamer at the top, then I'll do Gene Stealer, and then at the very tips I will do Slanesh. I will be using sponges as my applicator because I just feel like it diffuses it and makes it a lot softer. Sorry, I actually knocked the desk. So we'll pick out some Screamer Pink then, and we'll go from there. I've even kept all those scraggly old paintbrushes, specifically just to decant paint from the pots into my palette. So I'm not ruining all my nice brushes by decanting paint. I used these sponges for the first time the other day, and I really liked them. I like them as an applicator, as well as obviously just good diffusing product. But there's something to be said for just simply being able to do, just check it's all dry first before I start sponging. Being able to like brush on product. In fact, what I might do is I will apply it with my brush, then I will blend it together using my sponge, because I feel like that's going to take absolutely freaking forever to blend the way I want it to. So So what has everybody been up to recently? Have you been up to anything fun or interesting? I've been set back into WoW and also studying for a master's. Ooh, what is your master's in, Gray, if you don't mind me asking? If you do mind me asking me, just tell me to sod off and I'll stop asking. Since you love Screamer Pink so much, I do want a majority of it to be Screamer Pink. So I'm going to blend it to about a third to about half of the way down. And now I'm going to mix a tiny bit of Gene Sealer with that Screamer. Oh, not a master's yet, just equivalent to first year of uni and a uni or first and a half software development. Ooh, very nice. I've just gone ahead and mixed that with some Screamer, and I'm already very happy with the colour. So, again, that is Genestealer with Screamer Pink. And I'm not too worried about edges because, like I said, I will be going in and blending these together using the sponges. But I'll be doing that in a minute whilst it's still wet, so that it's not just left. Oh, that sounds cool. It does sound really cool. I have full faith in your blending abilities. Thank you, signed. Something like that so far. I will be going in and like relayering this colour. And then I'll kind of mix the colours and blend them together just to create a nice soft blend because I don't want anything harsh. I can hear screaming from the little one upstairs, but it doesn't sound like upset screaming, it sounds like excited screaming. I already quite like this colour combination. Like I don't really get, well, when I say get to, obviously I have full free reign of what colour scheme I do. So, but I don't normally do a lot of like pinks and purples. So this is like a nice change for me to do something a little bit different. Blood for the blood god. Is that what he's screaming? Having another drink. Yeah, the little one is coming on like leaps and bounds in development at the moment. So obviously it's quite like a proud thing to see your kid doing well and developing like as they should, of course. But it also means that I can get back to doing more of this stuff, more of streaming, more of recording easier. It just means I can be a little bit more consistent like I used to be. So it's a win-win really. The better he does, the more consistent I am for the channel, which means I'm better for everybody else. So really it is a win-win. When he does well, I do well. I've even gone as far now with my brushes, with these ones in particular, where I will soak them in warm water after I'm done with them, and then I will even get out, if I'm really feeling picky, I will even get out a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol and just kind of rinse off the bristles in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol as well, just to make sure that all the paint is gone. And they've held up pretty well so far doing that. But I just want to make sure there's no paint sat inside like the metal part of the brush, really. Right, I'm gonna mix some more pink up so I can blend those together a little bit whilst the purple dries. Probably going with the second coat of that purple. So not only is my setup changed, but everything has been changed. So I've gone from being downstairs at a kitchen table to now going upstairs to a bedroom. That this was the only thing in that bedroom, so as a result, it just really was really echoey. It's now being back in the original space I was at the table, but now we've moved our desks around. So now I'm back where I started, just in a slightly different way. Just gonna mix up some more of that purple pink mix now. I've moved my living room. It's ever so slightly cooler here. That's the thing, isn't it, at the moment? You've got to just find the place that's the coolest. None of the rooms are going to be cool. So you've got to find the coolest room. The most bearable room. A couple of nights ago, I actually ended up sleeping in my living room, like me and the little one, because upstairs in our bedroom, because up until 6 months he's in the room with me and Mr. Nerd, but it was just so hot in there that I was like, I can't do this. I cannot actually be in this room consciously, because if it's too hot for me, I know for a fact it'll be too hot for him. So, and the only cool place was my living room, so I just slept on the sofa. And just brought down his little bassinet, and he slept in his bassinet, and I slept on the sofa, and still melted. Just ever so slightly less melty. I definitely want to make that pink ever so slightly more blended with the purple, but it is getting better slowly. So like you said, you've obviously got your black cat, and imagine Nyx is absolutely hating this heat. One second. There we go. And I'm back. Have you done much for your City of Ashbox yet? No, so we've gone as far as building it. We haven't gone any further than that yet. But there's obviously a lot to do in it, so we'll be doing that very, very soon. Like, very soon. I tend to keep the sun out by leaving the shutters down to block the heat. Yeah, upstairs we've got all of the curtains, like in the rooms that we use and in the ones that the cats occupy. We've got all those pulled. And she has a cooling mat that she doesn't use. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, as pet owners, we go out of our way to get all this stuff for our cats or our dogs or whatever. And then they choose to do the opposite of what they're supposed to do. You know, like you buy them a cooling mat, and I put like ice in their water. I've built the rats and the human characters and terrain. Ooh. Yeah, I think Mr. Nerd's built it all. Just haven't painted it yet. But I am going to be painting a fair bit of Skaven soon. I've also picked up a new Yarrick and Wazlaka, so I'm due a big airbrushing session soon. Yeah, you are. Absolutely, you are. New Yarrick does look very cool though. I'm excited for the new Armageddon box. Me too. Me too. I have so much grey shame to paint through though. It's ridiculous. I'm good on gummy. I don't know how good they are yet, but they seem decent. We've used quite a bit of golden maple stuff now. Mr. Nerd exclusively uses golden maple brushes, and he really likes them. And he has a stand from them, which is good. So I'd recommend. Blend is slowly getting better. A stream! Hello Summit, how are you? A stream, gas face, I know, shocked. Shocked horror. Well, not so much horror, shock. Shock good things, not horror. How you doing, Summit? You doing okay? Obviously last stream I was on with you, you hadn't been to Japan yet, and now you've been. That's how long it's been. It's hard to hear me. Am I still too quiet? Do I need to be putting my gain up again? I'm going to assemble Lord Commander Dante. Do it. Do it, Sand. Am I still too quiet, guys? Do I need to put the volume up some more? Or am I okay? I'm one of the BA priests. Ooh. I can already see I'm gonna have to switch out my water in a minute, because this water is already very, very pink. Do you want to tell us how your trip to Japan was, Summit? As it should be, indeed. Can you not hear me at all, Summit? Do I need to turn my volume up more? Give me a minute. It does seem like quieter than usual to me. I'm on a new mic, so let me turn it up again. And see if I can fix it. Okay, I've turned the volume up some more. So it's a different mic completely, because... Oh, I can hear myself quite a bit now. Is that too loud or is that okay? Yeah, my volume is all the way up and you are still rather quiet, very ASMR. I've turned it up a bit more. I can turn it all like way up if I really need to, if I need to be any louder. At the moment, because this microphone's obviously a lot more sensitive. Better. Is it still quite quiet though? I, Mrs. Nerd, is working off a new PC as opposed to our old laptop. Probably didn't copy across all the settings. No, that is something I didn't do. My laptop is currently upstairs. There's definitely something I need to do for stream specifically, because I'm on a different mic. That's better. Okay. I apologise for everything being quiet. Hopefully now... Oh, that is much better. Ugh, my ears. Don't ugh my ears. Okay, maybe a bit lower. Is it too loud now? Goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't want to be hurting people's ears. That's a no-go. I'll talk quieter. Da-da. Okay, is that better? Not hurt people's ears, hopefully, and hopefully still loud enough. Learning curve with new stuff, exactly. How have you guys been? Been forever? Yeah, it has been forever. My apologies, guys. We've been, like, me and myself and we won, and I mean, I can't speak for Mr. Nerd, but I'm sure he'll comment and say he's been doing alright. But we've been doing okay over here. I'm dragging this all the way down signed, and then I'm going to blend the lighter colour in once it's fully dry. I use contrast colours to make a gradient for my mask mini. I'll see what contrast paints I have. I know I have some. So you obviously need to match them to what I've got going on here. Because I have like Doomfire Magenta, which is obviously a very, very vibrant pink, which might look quite nice over the top. Hydration check, everyone. Yeah, it's so hot. Absolutely. It's absolutely boiling. Mutually all agreed it is too hot. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a look at my contrast paints, just so I can find a blend between this purple and this pink, just so it's not as solid. Like I I have Doom and Fire Magenta, which is like very, very vibrant. But I don't know how much I've got contrast paint-wise in relation to purples. I do have Magos Purple, actually. It's more of a shade than a contrast, but that might work though. Yeah, give me 1 second actually, because I know where that is. I'll quickly grab it. Okay, back. So I do have Magos Purple. So I'll go in with that in a moment. I'll finish making sure this is as pigmented as I want it to be. And then after that, I'll go in with the Magos and try and blend them together a bit. If not, it'll be a lot of perseverance with some sponges. But regardless, I will not finish this little thing with the shading until I'm happy with the shading. And blending. Ahoy Summit, hey there. Obviously Summit, you went to Japan. Did you have a favourite souvenir that you brought back from Japan with you? A lot of food items, a lot of magnets, but you know, because you know, magnets, absolutely. I don't think any holiday would like that would be complete without magnets. I can sense the little one upstairs is struggling. Oh yes, magnets. I have a whole collection of other people's work. Magnets, my opinion on them can be polarised. Oh dear. I was very busy due to cherry blossoms, but plan to go in a quieter time of year. I still imagine that was really cool though, to be there during the cherry blossom time of year. And how was like the hospitality and stuff? Was it good? purple at the bottom is still drying, so I'm going to leave that to dry before I go with the second coat. But for now, I'm going to go in with some contrast paint with some Magos purple and try and just blend them together. Crossbow Gaming Grown, exactly. Keep knocking my microphone, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, people are lovely. Doesn't surprise me. The only thing this collection doesn't really have is like a decent shading brush or contrasting brush. So that is something I need to buy. I think next time myself and Mr. Nerd are in the store, I'll pick up a shade brush. But for now, I'm just picking up the fluffiest brush I have in my new collection of brightly coloured brushes. And by the way, Gray, these are the ones you recommended, but I just found them in colours, in bright colours, and me being me, I couldn't resist. So I got them in a colourful way. Right. Higher. Oh, that purple was a good choice. I think so. Does go very nicely over the screamer. And definitely helps blend it into the pink and purple mix for sure. Yeah, much happier with that. Just make sure it's not too pigmented in certain areas. Yeah, that looks a lot cleaner. I like the colour, looks really nice and blended, thank you. Thank you for the top tip recommendation of using the contrast paint there, signed. So we've been going for just over an hour, and we're at this stage so far. that blended together beautifully. Yeah, I think that was a very, very, very smart decision. So thank you for that recommendation, Signed. Hope you're happy with that. I need to go over the bones again. Did we decide what we want to do with the bones? Did we want to just leave those white, or did we want to go in for with like an actual bone colour? Or would you rather I do something different and go them with the colour all over the bones? YW, interesting colours. It's very Signed colours. Maybe paint them brown, like branches. I can absolutely do brown like branches. Really go in with the almost like a cherry blossom style. The question is, what colour of brown? What type of shade? I still need to get inside here a little bit anyway, so I'm just gonna pick out my fun little angled brush. Oh dear, Rhinox brown. I think I might have Rhinox. If not, I can definitely find something very, very similar. I have got Dryad bark, which could work, and then I could always go over the top with some Sylvaneth bark, or maybe even some Karak stone to lighten them up a little bit. And when I do like a bit of highlighting and dry brushing, I think that could work. Okay, cool. So I have Dryad bark, but I also have, if you prefer a warmer shade, so I have Dryad, or I have Catachan Flesh. Those would be the two that I'd probably go for. Which one would you prefer? Just gonna quickly turn a light on as well while Mannix is starting to get dark in this room. Dried as a base colour, no worries. There we go, that's a bit better. I have like a lamp next to my desk. So I just had to quickly turn it on. Sorry, I had to go put the little one to bed. No worries at all, Grey. It's my nice fun angled brush off to the side, put away again. Just gonna pick out a smaller brush now and pick up some dried bark. I want smaller and not necessarily thicker, just because the arms aren't that thick. Going with this one, I think. Okay, okay. I'm hoping now that the little one's like napping better, I can actually get back into like a more consistent routine of uploading. Because a lot of the time, like I will plan to release a video on like a set day, like a Wednesday or a Saturday, for example. And sometimes that goes well and the video goes out as expected. And then other times it's delayed by a day or two, because the little one's just been incredibly unsettled or for whatever reason just not been particularly happy with me. And of course, in that moment, the priority has to be him. But today, every time I put him down today for a nap, he slept for a while. He is unsettled now. I can hear it upstairs, unfortunately. But obviously, he's not used to Mr. Nerd putting him down for bed because Mr. Nerd has been at work. So, understandably. Those look suspiciously like the Nighthaunt brushes I have. They are indeed. The Nick Pro brushes you have, I got them in colourful colours off of Amazon. I got the link you sent me, Grey, and I went online to have a look, and I found them in a bright colour, and I got excited and impulsively bought them. But I don't regret it at all, because they're fun. Yeah, I think that looks quite cool. And because we're more of a brown shade, I'm almost tempted to go more of like a bronzy, like a light bronze colour. For the chains. I really like them. They are really, really good so far. I've used them in the last 2 or 3 videos. And already definitely a big fan. And really inexpensive too, which is nice. Sorry, I went silent because I was concentrating. Ice cream check. I don't have any ice cream in the house signed. But I've been desperate for a sweet treat today. I just haven't had one. I have had my dinner though. I did cook dinner before stream, so I had dinner before I streamed today. So I won't be having a very, very late dinner for a change. Mr. Nerd is home. He is sweet enough. Careful, Grey, don't be giving him a big head. I don't know what it is about, like, since pregnancy, but whenever I do have a craving for something sweet, it's like ridiculously strong. Like, my brain cannot think of anything else. Like, post-pregnancy, like before, I could kind of go, oh yeah, like, I want it, but I can kind of put it off. And I would just eat it because it was there. Whereas now it's like, hear that, Mrs. Nerd? Someone thinks I'm sweet. I never said you weren't sweet. But now I also want ice cream. Picking up a tiny bit of Screamer Pink because there's like a tiny spot I can see that needs a teeny tiny touch up of pink. Which is just the inside of oh, it's a football. So something just flew into my window outside. Which I imagine will mean I'll have a child knocking on my door in a minute, asking for a ball back. Or something like, I thought it was like a bird or something just whacked into the window. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. Skin is brown. Bones are skin and bone. All the bones are brown. Blended purple and pink mix. I need to do a couple of touch-ups. So I'm going to do those now. A little bit more scream pink. So after I've completed these commissions, I do have another commission from the lovely Krytor to do. So there will be some more Dark Angels content coming out very, very soon, which I'm very much looking forward to. Because I really like this because it's like by two armies. So I've got my Nighthaunt and I have my Dark Angels. So it's like a win-win for me. But the people who are commissioning me are playing the two, or like choosing the two armies that I happen to love. So I really enjoy this, especially. Although, I will be trying my hands. Another DA? Yes, it is indeed another DA. So I have the Deathwing Knights to paint. Which is very exciting. For his hatchet/hammer, what kind of colours were you thinking signed? For metallics, I'm leaning more and more towards Sycorax Bronze, I think. Just because I think it will look quite nice with this colour combination. If you are good with that. Just turn more and more lights on. I was going for gold, but maybe we can use the gold to highlight the bronze. So for gold, I've got a couple of options, because I was thinking if I use Sycorax Bronze, I was going to use Gehenna's Gold as like a highlighting shade. So I was going to tie these two together, if you're happy with that colour combo. Like I could do, this is the gold as the base and then the Sycorax Bronze as the highlight. I think that would be quite nice. So Gehenna's as the base and then Sycorax Bronze as the highlight. Runelord Brass is a kind of old gold colour, if you have that. I'm pretty sure I do, you know. I have quite a few bronzy shades. Oh, hoi painters, hello Buck, how are you doing? It's also my favourite metallic, so I might be biased. That is completely fair grey. How are you doing, Book? You okay? Genesis as base is good, maybe Liberated God as a highlight. Gotcha, I can absolutely do that. I have that here. So, we'll go in with the Johanna's then. Give it a really good shake up, make sure it's really mixed, because I think I'm going to have to do a few layers of this one. Because Johanna's is like a rosy, goldy mix anyway. I do have Hesher Copper. Do you want that as the base? Or as the highlight? Before I do anything else, I will wait for a second. Doing well, welcome back, thank you. Little man is doing better. He has been screaming this entire time, but not necessarily unhappy screaming. He's just been making a lot of noise upstairs with Mr. Nut. I can hear him. But it's better than it used to be, so I'm taking it for now. I do have a shot copper. Need to find it amongst my collection, but I do have it. Hesher as a highlight. Got you. I can absolutely do Hesher as a highlight. Well, the highlights will be done another day, so that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll quickly make a note of that so I remember it. In fact, I'll get it out and put it with my stuff, because then I won't forget it. In 1 second, I'll grab it. I'm back, I have it. I also have Rune Lord Brass, because I'm going to be using that for another video. Anyway, so I'll get that one out ready. So I have Hesher Copper. I will do that as the highlight over Johanna's Gold, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do the chains and also the hatchet part in that colour, by the way. Because the windows and stuff have been open all day, we've unfortunately managed to accumulate flies in the house, as is standard. And the cats are going absolutely mental. Like, it's finally cool enough for them to like run around. The house is slowly cooling down and getting to a more reasonable temperature for the day. Still too hot, but cooler than it has been, so I'll take it for now. Is it another beautiful day over there, Book? Yeah, that's the trap with opening the windows. Exactly. You're like, yeah, it's too hot, let me open windows. And then a million flies come into the house. Like I said, luckily I do have cats, and they are good hunters. But it's still not at all irritating when you're just watching TV or whatever, because you know it's too hot to really move, and then suddenly a fly decides just to land on your screen, and then I have to try and defend my screen from my cat, because my cat wants to then jump at the screen to eat the fly. So it's a bit of a dangerous situation in many ways. I think Johanna's Gold as the base was a good choice. Bit of a dreary one today, actually. Oh, here's us in a heat wave getting all the sunshine. We've stolen it from you, Book. You can have it back, we don't want it, trust me. Correction, we do want it, we just don't want our houses to be made of brick and mortar. We wish they were made of wood, and then it would be okay. Instead, we're trapped inside little hot boxes where it just, as soon as the heat gets in, it just stays in. And no air conditioning. Isn't it winter, nearly winter for book? Should be going into winter, shouldn't it, book? Yeah, I think Johanna's was definitely... Our house is made of paper, haha, no insulation whatsoever. They're designed for the weather you get. Like, whereas our houses were built to accommodate a cold, miserable country. And now we've become a hot, miserable country. Yeah, it's winter times. What is winter times temperature for you though, Book? I think we've discussed it before, but I remember you saying it's not that much colder. Well, it's like, you know, it's expected to storm here on Friday. We had a storm yesterday and it was beautiful. Nice thunderstorm. I love a thunderstorm. Only negative is like it was beautiful and sunny all morning. 33 degrees here, obviously 33 degrees Celsius. Really, really high humidity. So it was that sticky kind of heat. And then I had like my windows open because we have windows in our ceiling that we can open. And then I had the tiniest rumble of thunder and I had to quickly just run and jump on a bunch of stuff and close all the curtains, or close all the windows. So I didn't get water obviously raining into my house. And I shut it, and within about 2 minutes of it being shut, it started to rain quite heavily. So I got to them just in time, really. What are we thinking of that gold? I'm a big fan of it, actually. I really, really like that gold, actually. My part of the country, the north, is usually hovers between 5 and 10 degrees. Can get below zero in the south, though. Wow. Looks nice. Good. I'm glad we agree. I think the Hessian copper is going to make this very, very nice sign. So I think that was a good call for highlight shade. And I think I will shade with Agrax. There's a fly, speaking of flies, hovering in the periphery of my vision. If it suddenly goes across the camera in a minute, you'll see why. I can just see it. definitely knocking my mic. What colour do we think we should do the hatchet, like actual handle in? I can hear the little one upstairs. Wee man's like, seems to be having, sounds like he's having the time of his life, to be honest. He should be asleep. Should have been asleep like over an hour ago. But that's the problem with the heat and teething and sleep regression. At the moment, it's just fall asleep when we can get him to sleep. Green? Yeah, absolutely, I can do green. Do you want a vibrant green? Because I could go quite bright, not necessarily moot green level, but I could do something like warpstone, or I could do a darker green. Because the colour in this, like, they tend to use like a bluish shade, which is quite nice. So for reference, this is kind of the idea. So they use like a bluish shade, but I think a green could look quite nice. I think for today we'll just get the base done, and then tomorrow we'll do which greens you got. Ooh, give me a second. I'll have to get quite a few to have a look. 1 second. Hi Gray, hope you have a lovely day. Tomorrow at Warhammer Club, no worries. If you're at Warhammer Club tomorrow, since this is your commission signed, I can always pop this to one side and paint something else tomorrow on stream. And then when you're back, obviously just finish this off. Because the whole point of it is I want you to be able to obviously watch it and not have to watch it back. So then you can obviously partake in decisions, since it is for you. So what we'll do is we'll do something else tomorrow. That's not a problem. So we have some lighter greens, which I think this one could be quite nice, which is the Siberite green. Elysian green I tend to use quite a lot on my Sylvaneth. Obviously moot green. Try to put that on there. Warpstone. A couple of contrasts, which we've got a Hex Wraith and Warp Lightning. Then I've got Calibite, which is bluish grey. Scarsync green, which could also be quite nice. And then Bark Flesh. So that's kind of the main body of your greens. Tell you what, tomorrow we'll paint a Skaven. How's that? We'll paint a Skaven tomorrow. And then when we're back on Friday, when you're back on Friday signed, we'll do Warpstone. Okay, and then the first one is a highlight. No worries. I think that's a really beautiful colour combination, actually. I like that. Good choice, Signed. Yes, we'll just do the base today. Skaven! Yes, yes! Yes, so we're going to be doing a Skaven. Quite a few to paint, so... I'm painting some rats. Because I have... Obviously, we have the ones from the City of Ash. But then we also have a bunch from our Ember Guard box, which are really cool. And then I have something, because I'm actually, on Saturday's video is going to be Skaven. On Saturday, which I could always paint one on stream, actually, if you wanted me to. I'm going to be putting out some rat ogres on Saturday. If you guys want to see a rat ogre be painted live. Ember Guard Skaven are so cool, they really are. Like, I've never, like, Skaven always looked cool to me, but they were never like my immediate interest, because I think I just liked the sort of like woodsy elves and stuff. But since getting like a lot of the box sets, and obviously seeing Skaven is like quite a big part of it, there's quite a lot of Skaven that are really cool. So I could paint something from the Ember Guard set, because I do plan to paint that anyway. So I could do that. Like, one of my favourite figures in Ember Guard, I'm not gonna lie, there's like it's just called Tick Tick, and he's just a little rat with a little bomb on him, which is pretty cool. It's very amusing. So I could paint some Ember Guard. I think that was a good choice, Signed. I think that looks cool. I love the chaotic energies given. They are. I think that's the thing about it that I've like grown to appreciate, is the fact they are just chaos incarnate. And then once they've caused all their chaotic energy, they just run away and hide. And there's so many of them that you can never really get rid of them. So I think that's what I quite like about Skaven, actually. So, we're going to leave it at that tonight. We've done the base on our first one. He's pretty cool. I'm actually really quite happy with how he's turned out. And then, obviously, we'll leave him tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do some form of Skaven. I'll do a little bit of cleaning up between now and then, just to make sure there's no edges or spaces anywhere that I'm missing anything. I have some Warlock Giselles on my bench. Ooh, I'll have to see some photos of those books. Tomorrow when we come, not tomorrow, Friday when we come back with this, we will shade and highlight this one, and then I'll do probably another one just on basing this one and the other guy, because we do have two figures to paint. So that's our first one, and this is our second boy to paint. This guy's gonna be done quite angelic and white and with some pink flowers, like very Japanese inspired. So that's what we're leaving out for tonight. hopefully, like Sign, you're happy with it so far, so that makes me happy. We've still got a lot of work to do, but we are getting there. I promise you by the time it is finished, you'll have a product to be proud of. But anyway, it's good to be back streaming. It's good to see everybody again, so that makes me very, very happy that all the usual people have joined in. And I hope some people who maybe haven't joined the chat, that's completely fine, but I hope some other people have watched and enjoyed it so far. If you have enjoyed it and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe so you don't miss out on when we're going to be going live next, and also because we've got some fun content just like this on the channel. If you haven't already liked the stream, then please like the stream to please the algorithm god, so we can push this out to more and more people and invite more people into our little nerdy family here. But anyway, thank you again everybody for tuning in. It was really nice seeing everybody, and we will see you again tomorrow. So if you want to tune in for some... It was nice to join the stream again. Yeah, it was nice to stream for you guys again. I've missed talking to everybody. So, like I said, tomorrow I will be back streaming again. And yeah, we're back, guys. So we'll see you again very, very soon. So have a wonderful day or night, wherever you guys are. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.